know if you watch Chair Shot Reality, if you've seen me anywhere else, I'm always rocking my David Allen suits, the custom suits, the proper knot. David Allen, a great entrepreneur, great fashion line based out of here in Pittsburgh. Well, check it out. October 14th, there's going to be an awesome fashion show. DavidAllenFashionShow.com for information. It's also in conjunction and in benefit with the American Cancer Society. Jonathan Coachman from ESPN, he's going to be coming down to be the MC and host. Myself will be there. Mojo Raleigh, Rosa Mendez, a couple other WWE talents might pop up. You never know who, but if you do your research on social media, you can probably figure it out. Some of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jason Carrion from Married at First Sight. It is going to be a spectacular event, a fun party, the event of the season, as I say. And plus, it's going to be for a great cause. Again, you can go to DavidAllenFashionShow.com. And then I'll have all the information that's here in Pittsburgh on October 14th. I'm LeBar. He's Juice. That was all clear information. What's not clear, Juice, is what the hell is going on with... Well, let's start with Randy Orton, because Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt both have their own... I'm just not smart enough. Maybe you are. Let's start with Randy Orton. He gets pulled from his marquee match on Sunday.
Yep.
Health concerns. We assume, obviously, stemming back to the last time he was in the ring against Brock Lesnar with the violent ending that was. But yet, he does appear still and does the RKO, and it has a physical interaction.
I don't know if there was any sort of clearing. I read that it might have been a concussion issue, but maybe that's only for a match that he can't do. Like, he's not clear to do a full match, but maybe he can come in and do a move or two.
You know what WWE is. Normally, it's like...
Because how was Cena
allowed? They don't want to risk anything. Why would even him going to the mat? They could risk something.
Cena was allowed to do an AA at WrestleMania, and he was still recovering. Remember that?
Yeah, but that's a matter of risking recovery. That's a matter of risking your progress. This is a case where a guy was advertised for a marquee match and he got pulled.
That's true. It's very unusual.
Very different situation. I don't know. And then Orton's then on the live event the next night. Again, doing live events simultaneously to Raw, but whatever. They do a live event in Fairfax, Virginia. He teams with Cena, same thing, only does an RKO. I'm okay with that for a live event because live events are so fickle, again, especially on a Monday night, that if you have a guy like Randy Orton who you've advertised who doesn't appear, that's refund territory. So I understand putting him out there and just letting him do the bare minimum. But again, the night before, pay-per-view, and you pull him, but then he comes back out?
That's a very unusual situation.
What do you think about Bray Wyatt losing to Kane?
I mean, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I'm used to him just losing. It doesn't matter who he's at on the card, whether I think that he's going to get a push or not. It doesn't matter. He's just going to lose. I just assume he's going to lose in the most ridiculous way. Kane.
Well, I'll say this. I will say this. I see where you and a lot of people are coming from. Obviously, last week I kept saying this is do or die for Bray Wyatt. But obviously that match didn't happen with Orton. I kind of understand Kane beating him because, especially in the case of Orton causes it, it keeps the fire alive for Orton and Wyatt. If Wyatt wins, then it's kind of like, I don't know. I kind of get kind of got that whole point of I got the logic of Orton interfering. I just didn't understand the logic from the real life standpoint of you pull him for health concerns. And never mind, Juice. Supposedly he's fighting Lesnar.
I was gonna say, what's up next for Orton?
He's fighting Lesnar.
He's gonna have another match against the same guy who injured him in the first place.
But in front of less eyes, for less money. It was one thing when you do that violent finish in front of 1 million people on your second biggest show of the year at SummerSlam, but now he's going to do it in front of 15,000 people on a Saturday night in Chicago. Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Make sense of this. You're the one that watches all this stuff.
I can't make sense of this.
Well,
I don't know
what are you here for? Make sense of this. I don't know.
I have no idea, a good idea of why Randy Orton's still doing live events in general if he's legitimately hurt. If they're not going to put him on the TV and do the stuff that he's supposed to be doing and booked for, then
well, like I said, the live event Monday I get because refund season. If he doesn't show up, people want their money back.
Of course.
So they did the bare minimum, and he has John Cena in a tag match, so Cena can do the work. But yeah, but does he have to fight Brock Lesnar at a house show? Does that have to happen? And I mean, when is he going to be cleared?
I think what the thing was with Lesnar was he was going to do a date regardless, but they didn't want to pay him a pay-per-view date, so they were going to do it the day before. But maybe just Orton's the only thing.
I sure hope the money they save in paying Lesnar they can put towards Orton's health care.
They're going to have to.
Yeah. All right. The other thing that's interesting here is on the other side, Bray Wyatt. Eric Rowan's back with him. It's like a Taylor Swift song here. On again, off again, happy days.
With anybody.
I thought they were never, ever getting back together again, but they're back together. They've only been broke up for like 2 weeks.
What about, it feels like 22 weeks. What about Luke Harper? What's he doing?
Well, that's the thing. I guess the only thing I can pull from this is that they haven't basically they have Wyatt turn his back on Rowan weeks ago. And then now Rowan's back with him. So the only thing I could think is I say, okay, we're going to bring Harper and put him back on SmackDown, and rather than having all three of you guys independently doing your own thing, we might as well just puts you back. You're stronger together than apart. I guess that's on the assumption that Harper goes to SmackDown, and I don't even know that. I don't know.
I mean, if he goes to Raw, then was he join up with Braun Strowman?
No. If he goes to Raw, then Harper is truly going to just be a single star, I would imagine.
You would imagine, but I mean, I don't know anymore. Because of the brand split in the draft and everything, everybody got split up in weird ways, and Bray Wyatt's not winning to make himself any bigger in the card than the rest of them.
Yeah, that's
so
the thing.
He kind of needs them.
That's the thing. I figured. Yeah, does he need the family to to masquerade?
He shouldn't have to. He shouldn't need them after all these years. That should be kind of done with. He's a superpower to make it happen.
All right. Well, I guess he still needs me. Hence why he is tapped in as always to our into our satellite, and we have been aware that he is going to end us and take us out. Josh Eisenberg, please make sense of anything.
Thanks, Justin. It looks like Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt will be continuing their feud, but I am very, very interested to see who comes out on top. With WWE, you think that they have all the answers whenever it relates to Bray Wyatt, and if Bray Wyatt is going to be their next big thing. It's been feeling like that for a couple of years now. But Bray Wyatt needs to beat Randy Orton, but WWE needs Randy Orton to be dominant. So how do you do this? How do you book this match? This is very similar to Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose's feud last year, where both guys exchanged wins and losses and nobody really elevated themselves into the main event level. They both needed wins and they both needed to really recreate and resurrect their year previously where they were overshadowed by some of their counterparts. I want to see a Wyatt family. I want Luke Harper back. I want him healthy from injury, and I want Eric Rowan. A lot of people won't like Eric Rowan, and that's okay, but Eric Rowan does what he's supposed to do. He gives the opportunity for Bray Wyatt to shine whenever he needs it. It's going to be frustrating. Everybody knows it's going to be frustrating because WWE never does the right thing when it comes to booking Bray Wyatt. But if you want to book Bray Wyatt correctly, you give him and Randy Orton a feud up until October or November, so another month or two. And then after that, all that you really need is Bray Wyatt to decisively beat Randy Orton, similar to what AJ Styles did to John Cena at SummerSlam, and then go on to contend for a world championship. So many people want to see Bray Wyatt as a champion, any champion. How in the hell has he not held a singles or a tag team championship in his career? That's WWE saying this character's too good that we can continue the process and continue the development. Well, the development has been stagnant for the past 6 months, and it's time now for Bray Wyatt to finally get into his own. Bray Wyatt needs to be world champion. Bray Wyatt needs to face AJ Styles getting into the year 2017. And ultimately, if you want another Wyatt family, you gotta add somebody else. Do we see a Sister Abigail? Do we see a new member into the Wyatt family? There's plenty of young talent in NXT and plenty of young talent in WWE where Bray Wyatt can, quote, brainwash somebody into joining his demented and dysfunctional family. At the end of the day, I'm getting sick of his in-ring promos and his Jumbotron, Titantron videos, cutting promos on guys, cutting promos on Randy Orton. Now is the time where you have to give Bray Wyatt the creative control that he so deservedly belongs to do and get. Josh Eisenberg, Chair Shot Reality, all weekend long. We are not finished, and I am never, ever finished.